Hello dear algebra enthusiasts! Today we're going to learn another topic of algebra. But first, let's talk about the difference between addition and multiplication in algebraic terms. There's a difference between addition and multiplication of algebra. I know it sounds obvious, but in algebra, it can seem a little bit similar. When it is addition, for example, y plus y, it means two lots of y's. It also similar as y multiplied 2, which is combining two lots of y's together, and it becomes 2y. What about y multiplied with 3? 3 lots of y's equals to 3y. However, when it comes to multiplication, y multiply y, it becomes y to the power of 2, and we call it y squared. What about y multiplied with y and we multiply it with another y? It's going to be y to the power of 3. Multiplication of algebra is powering up. Still unclear? Pause the video and try to replace the alphabet with numbers. It will help you to understand better before we move on.
Phew, that was a lot of explaining then.
Let's get to business, people! Today's learning intention is to be able to expand algebraic expressions. Expanding also means to get rid of brackets. Look at the expression here. There are 2 brackets in there. Ooh, does it look complicated and scary? Is your brain confused yet? Good, but afraid not. There's a cool strategy I would like to share with you, and I like to call it the FOIL method. Let's check it out together. Firstly, you multiply the first 2 terms together, and you will get y squared. Secondly, the letter O stands for outside, and you multiply the outside 2 terms together. It is 2 multiply y, so you will get 2y. So far so good? Let's move on. Next, it's the letter I, and it stands for inside. We multiply the inside 2 terms together. It is 3 multiply y, and thus 3y. Finally, can you guess what L stands for? Let me reveal the answer. It stands for last. We multiply the last 2 terms together. They are 3 multiplied 2, and hence the value of 6. Using the FOIL method, we managed to get individual answers by slowly expanding the brackets. When we multiply the first 2 terms, we get y squared. When we multiply the outside 2 terms, we get 2y. Multiplying the inside 2 terms, we get 3y, and multiplying the last 2 terms, we get the beautiful number of 6. Let's tidy up our algebra expressions by collecting like terms together. And this is what we get. Now, how do you feel? If you're not confident, you can watch the video again and try these questions. Choose the question based on how confident you are, but remember to always challenge yourself. If you feel like you need more help, try the beginning question, which is open bracket m plus 1, close bracket, and open bracket m plus 2, close bracket. If you think you can go slightly further, try open bracket 2b minus 2, close bracket, and open bracket b plus 6, close bracket. Now, if you think you want to move your brain muscles more than usual, try open bracket a plus b, close bracket, and open bracket x plus y, close bracket. Pause this video and take your time to solve the question. Now, let's try one question together, and I'll pick the question for developing students. Open bracket 2b minus 2, close bracket, and open bracket b plus 6, close bracket. Firstly, using the FOIL method, we multiply the first 2 terms, which are 2b multiplied with b. This will give us 2b squared. Then, for outside terms, we multiply 2b with 6, which will give us 12b. Moving on, we multiply the inside 2 terms together. It will give us negative 2 multiplied with b, which is equal to negative 2b. For our letter L, we multiply the last 2 terms together. It will give us negative 2 multiplied 6, which gives negative 12. Let's tidy up our algebra expressions by collecting the like terms together. This is what we get. Now that we have mastered the art of FOIL, let's give ourselves a big applause. Woohoo! Before we end, I always like to feed my brain with some yummy vitamins, and these are some I'd love to share with you. For beginning, using the FOIL method we've just learned, Challenge your brain with this question. Developing buddies, create your own question and use the FOIL method to solve it. But don't make it too simple. You know you can do a much tougher question, don't ya? And for the mastering people, remember the apples and orange story we did at the beginning of this video? With that as an example, create a simple story problem involving algebraic expressions. You can choose which level you are comfortable with, but my motto is to always, and I mean always, challenge yourselves.
See you brainiacs next week. Bye!
Subscribe for more of Mathematics Fun. Who says math is not cool?